E buonasera a tutti e benvenuti in questa nuova live. E ragazzi, finalmente ci siamo in questo martedì sera con il nostro Snowy Secrets, ma voglio, che roba! Beh, vi devo spiegare con più calma, dai. Intanto, dove siamo, dove non siamo, puff, eccoci qua. Buonasera a tutti, benvenuti in questa nuova live, ragazzi belli. E che roba, ragazzi, purtroppo, come ho già detto l'altra volta, i problemi non terminano mai, quindi perciò sono sempre accompagnati. Come dire, purtroppo ho dovuto reinstallare Windows alla fine dei conti. Vabbè, ragazzi, non che non lo avessi considerato. A dire la verità lo avevo anche in mente di fare, non in questo modo chiaramente, ma avevo comunque in mente di farlo. Ma va bene ragazzi, non è questo il punto. Il punto qual è? È che il nostro povero Syberia ha perso i dati di salvataggi. Sì, mi sono scordato di salvarli ragazzi. Che roba. Dai, succede. Ma va bene ragazzi, non credo sia un grossissimo problema, perché possiamo ripartire dall'inizio, forse lo analizziamo anche meglio questo Syberia 3 e chiaramente magari andremo, penso che andremo abbastanza rapidamente perché me li ricordo sostanzialmente, quindi credo non ci siano problemi. Dovremmo arrivare massimo entro la prossima puntata allo stesso punto dove eravamo rimasti per quanto riguarda Snowy Secrets. Quindi ragazzi, io intanto direi di non perdere altro tempo e di partire subito. Ovviamente, scusatemi dell'imprevisto ragazzi, ma sono sorti tantissimi problemi. Sono rimasto pure senza un disco, tra l'altro, il che mi fa girare tantissimo i cosiddetti, soprattutto con la Gigabyte, che comunque continuo sempre ad avere il problema tra IQ e RGB Fusion. Ma io perché ho scelto questa roba qua, ragazzi? Vabbè, in ogni modo, direi che siamo pronti per partire. E allora, ragazzi, caffè e senza diritto, partiamo subito. E buonasera Thunder, come andiamo? Tutto bene? Purtroppo siamo dovuti ripartire dall'inizio con Syberia perché alla fine mi sono dimenticato di prendere il salvataggio.
Months ago, nomads found her dying in northern Siberia.
No, ma in effetti più che altro vorrei capire la situazione di questo colonnello.
She had an American passport on her. She showed up at the clinic last week. She's recovering. She's fine.
You're certain?
Eccolo qui.
Olga Efimova. You have to keep her there until we arrive.
I will do what it takes. You can count on me, Colonel.
Ma si leggono bene i sottotitoli? Mi sa di no, Perché ancora c'è il problema con i sottotitoli. C'ho la barra davanti, vero? Ma sto no, qua che è? Ma voi non lo vedete, no? Io ci ho scritto sullo schermo, no? Che vuol dire?
Oh, my head.
Hello, Kate Walker.
E buonasera, buonasera a ti Terry. Come andiamo? Tutto bene?
Hello.
Il LED funziona sulle
Kirk,
delle M2, ok, perfetto. Dovrebbe sempre utilizzare lo stesso effetto. Sono curioso di sapere se te lo legge con MSI Mystic Light.
My memory's all mixed up.
Ad ogni modo non ti consiglio di installare nulla.
And then nothing.
We are in the clinic of Dr. Zamyatin, in the town of Velsambor.
How did I end up here?
We Youkols migrate with our snow ostriches to the sacred lands. It's a long journey. A very special journey.
Io direi speriamo tutto bene più che tutto bene.
We took
Che
you
roba.
in and our shaman cared for you. Afterwards, we continued our journey. And today, we are both here to finish getting better.
You lost a leg.
It was an accident, you know. Some people don't like nomads like us. But don't worry about me. Dr. Zamyatin asked a master craftsman from Velsambor to make me a new leg, and he's going to put it on.
Comunque, giusto a titolo informativo, in questi giorni la connessione Vodafone sta facendo cagare da queste parti, ragazzi. E se avete fenomeni di buffering, a sto giro non è colpa mia.
Why are you tied to that bed?
That was the decision
non lo
of
legge.
Madame Olga, Dr. Zamyatin's assistant.
Gigabyte.
She says I'm too restless, and it's the only way to make sure I get better. Apparently, it's going to take a long time to make my artificial leg. And in the meantime, my people are without a guide.
No, comunque dovrebbe poterlo leggere con l'installazione di un plugin che comunque non ti consiglio di installare.
The Youkols I've met didn't speak my language anywhere near as well as you. I'm very impressed.
From time to time, missionaries and merchants came through our village. I learned very quickly, Kate Walker. It's important if I am to guide my people.
I don't mean to be rude,
Ragazzi, io
Kurt,
so
but
che
aren't you
abbiamo
young
già
for-
vista tutta questa parte
The
qua, ma
spirits do not
purtroppo
take age into
il
account when they
salvataggio
choose
è
a chief for the
partito,
Youkols.
perciò dobbiamo
And the
ripartire da capo
spirits
pure
are very
noi.
wise. They do not make mistakes
Non si
when they
possono
choose the
skippare
one who will
i
guide our people on the sacred
dialoghi, perciò
migration.
e dobbiamo subire tutti.
Why do the Youkols make the journey?
My people live in symbiosis with the great snow ostriches, Kate Walker. Their wool protects us from the cold, their excrement feeds our crops, and their meat feeds us. They are also our mounts and beasts of burden, so we must follow them wherever they go.
And do they migrate because of the weather?
No, Kate Walker. They go to the sacred lands to reproduce. It is an event that only occurs a few times per century. For the Youkols, it is rare to be able to boast of having participated in more than 3 migrations during one's lifetime.
If you don't mind my asking, about your leg, what exactly happened to you?
Soldiers bombed the route we were taking with our caravan. For no reason. Just to frighten us and force us to turn back. I was a bit too close to the explosion. A piece of rock. That's it.
You mean the authorities did it on purpose? But why?
They think that the snow ostrich migration has no place in today's world, and that my tribe should settle down once and for all. But we will never do that, Kate Walker. That would mean defying the spirits. And the Youkols fear the spirits far more than the soldiers.
Well, Kirk, I'm delighted to have made your acquaintance. I guess I have to go tell the staff that I'm awake. I feel fine. And
Sì,
I
ma
have
forse
no
stanno
intention of
facendo
hanging
dei
around.
lavori.
Of course, Kate Walker. I'm sure someone will be in the yard. Maybe even Madame Olga.
Ok, voglio, che dobbiamo fare? Andiamo a chiamare la tizia qua. Che ovviamente non funziona.
What?
Siamo chiusi
Hello? Is
dentro.
anybody there?
I don't think anybody heard you, Kate Walker. Try using the call button that's located next to the door.
Nothing. It doesn't
Ma che è
work,
sto
Kirk.
no?
I think I saw some of the staff using it the other day. Take a good look at the mechanism, Kate Walker. Maybe you can find a way to get it working again.
Io c'ho un no qua. Si vede che cambia il cursore? E c'ho sto no qua. Mi riavvia 2 secondi, va che roba. Non c'è rimasto, è buggato. È buggato. Sì, sta sdraiato, sta proprio aspettando la vodka il tizio. Infatti adesso gliela portiamo subito. Anzi, gliela porta Olga.
Водка, пиво,
И дает Thunder, che roba!
под восточные мотивы выполняем нормативы. Водка, пиво.
Sì, grazie mille ovviamente per aver utilizzato i beats. Ti ringrazia di più Twitch che io, però. Siamo lì. Ah, allora, mi serve.
Nothing.
Ah, sì, stavamo facendo il discorso, giusto?
It doesn't work, Kirk.
I think I saw some of the staff using it the other day.
Sì, ok.
Take a good look at the mechanism, Kate Walker. Maybe you can find a way to get it working again.
Ah, devo prima esaminare la scatola, perché è il tutorial.
Bolted tight.
You should go for a walk in the yard, Kate Walker. That door leads right to it. My people are waiting for me in our camp just beside the lake. I hope everything is fine.
Ma fai prendere il coltello lassù? Dov'è il cursore? Perché perdo sempre il cursore?
This diagram shows how to turn the call button on, but I can't do anything until I can get at the internal mechanism.
Search the room. I'm sure you'll be able to find something you can use to open it up with. That should do the trick quite nicely. Now try to use it to see if you can repair the call button.
Ok, voglio, col tasto centrale si sceglie l'interazione, non lo sapevo.
Right. Let's see if I can repair the mechanism.
If you're not sure, maybe the diagram you saw earlier might help.
Ok, bussa. Fammi chiudere sta affare, dai. Chiuditi, che roba. Ma che roba, ragazzi, dai, premi sto pulsante.
Finally. Right, now I just have to find a supervisor.
Well done, Kate Walker. I'm going to have a bit of a rest now. Please try to come back and say goodbye to me before you go.
E poi l'altra volta, ad esempio, ho sbagliato il colloquio con... Eccola, ce l'abbiamo fatta. Che roba. Ho sbagliato il colloquio col dottore, quindi voglio vedere questa volta se facciamo un colloquio migliore col dottore e riusciamo a ottenere qualche miglioramento magari. Allora, devo sicuramente parlare con sti due qua.
Hello.
And who might you be, miss?
Yeah. Who are we speaking to?
My name is Kate. Kate Walker.
Kate. Kate Walker. That doesn't sound too local.
Yeah. So how did you get here, Kate? Kate Walker?
The Youkols brought me here.
The Youkols. They're nothing but chicken thieves. A whole bunch of scumbag morons doing nothing but infesting the
Questi che
streets
ce
of
l'hanno con gli
Baltimore.
Youkols.
Yeah.
Roba.
Now they've come here to do their dirty work.
You mean Kirk, I suppose.
For 20 years we've been in this clinic. Since we got back from Baranor. Listen, this place has always actually been a quality establishment. I don't mind admitting. So we were pretty disappointed when we heard that Madame Olga is now letting in those degenerate scumbags from up north.
Come on, Anton, come on. Madame Olga knows very well what she's doing. She must have her reasons for letting those midgets in here.
Can you tell me where the exit is, please?
It's there. But you won't be able to leave until you've had a meeting with Dr. Mongo Ling in his office.
Yeah, he's the one who knows if you're cured or not.
Baranor? What's Baranor?
A place. It's a goddamn hellhole.
What are you talking about, Anton?
That's all I have to say about it, Kate. Kate Walker. Can't stir up the past.
Questo realmente crede che si chiama Kate Walker?
So have you really been here for 20 years?
Yeah. At first, we were kept for observation with some of our buddies after that damn mission to, Baranur.
Leon and me, we're almost the last ones still here now. We don't know what happened to the others. Gotta say, some of them were pretty bad. Worse than us. Some guys who got it pretty bad.
Fortunately, Madame Olga looks after us right. They look after us nicely here.
Yeah. She looks after us good. She's a real lady, if you want my opinion.
I'll be leaving you then, gentlemen. Goodbye.
See you around, Kate. Kate Walker.
Yeah. See you around.
Manco un paio di ciabatte gli hanno dato.
Ah, you're finally awake, number 10. What can I do for you?
Well, it seems to me that I'm cured. And now I'd like to be on my way.
Given your condition, that would seem somewhat premature and perhaps even unreasonable, number 10.
I am not a number. My name is Kate Walker. I would appreciate it if you would call me by my name, Doctor.
There's a perfect example. That aggression boiling up within you. I'm afraid that it may be a significant traumatic after effect.
So you're refusing to let me leave?
Ma
No, of course not.
non lo possiamo legare
I'm
noi
not
alla
thinking
sedia
of using
questo.
any of the prerogatives of my position. Nonetheless, first you must submit to a series of tests that are designed to demonstrate that you have fully recovered. You understand. Please, sit down.
On that?
Yes, yes, don't be afraid.
What the?
What the fuck? Te lo dico io al posto tuo, che roba.
Don't worry about these restraints. Merely a simple formality that's part of the protocol that Dr. Olga, our supervisor, has implemented. Right. I do believe that we can begin. Now, be so kind as to state your first and last names, age, and place of birth, please.
Convincilo a lasciarti andare. Beh, diamogli la risposta.
My name is
L'altra
Kate
volta abbiamo
Walker.
fatto
I
al
was born in
contrario.
New York, and I'll be 30 this year.
Good, good, miss. Up until now, my device would seem to corroborate what you say.
You're using a lie detector?
It's procedure. Please stop worrying and talk to me instead of your friends and family. Are you on good terms with them?
I can't do anything because of his lie detector. I should tell him the truth.
Do I need to repeat the question?
Sì, vabbè.
If I tell him that I fell out with my friends and family, this guy'll see it as some kind of psychological condition. I'd better lie.
Che roba, non mi
Your
ricordo quello ho
psychic
fatto
troubles would
qui.
seem to be significant indeed.
Beh, facciamo così.
I cut off with them. I haven't had any news from my mother for weeks. And Dan, my fiancé, left me for my best friend Olivia.
You seem to be basking in this chaos and anarchy, Miss Walker. Is this inclination for disorder connected to this Hans Vorarlberg and Oscar? You spoke about them at length while you were delirious.
Che roba, ragazzi.
If I don't tell him everything, his lie detector might pick it up.
Answer me, please!
E aspetta, zio.
If I tell him about Syberia and mammoths, Oscar and Hans, he'll think I'm crazy. But maybe if I only tell him some of the truth, I can fool his detector.
Do I need to repeat the question?
Sì, aspetta. Gli diciamo la mezza verità,
Oscar
vai.
was an automaton and Hans Vorarlberg was the person who made him. We became friends, and I went with them on a long journey through Europe. There you have it.
To be honest, what I'm interested in, Miss Walker, is that during your travels you were in contact with the Youkol people, the nomads who brought you here to Velzenbor. In your opinion, what should we fear from such a primitive tribe of savages who understand neither law nor border, refusing civilization and settlement?
Maybe if I go along with him, he'll finally leave me alone.
Do I need to repeat the question?
His insidious innuendos are unbearable.
Non mi ricordo quale ho fatto.
Answer me, please!
Sì, aspetta, non mi ricordo quale ho fatto. Quale avevo fatto qui? Facciamo...
I'm beginning to lose
Facciamo
patience.
questo,
I
dai.
think, Doctor, that the Youkols live in harmony with nature, time, and space. They have no real reason to change the way they live.
Now that is an example of typical American idealism. Maybe you should go back to New York right away. I'm sure your brilliant ideas will be justly appreciated there.
È cambiato qualcosa, ragazzi. Che roba.
I'm not going back to New York, and too bad if he isn't happy. Whether I lie to him or tell him the truth, he's not gonna like my answer. So I may as well just keep quiet.
Answer me, please!
Restiamo in silenzio.
I see. In a way, your silence is quite answer enough, Miss Walker. So you intend to continue your journey through our country?
No, ma
A
dai.
hazardous undertaking with neither goal nor destination. Pity for a brilliant New York attorney who seemed to have a gleaming future.
That's not for you to decide, Doctor. For the rest, I think I've demonstrated throughout this interview that I present no
Niente, alla
psychological
fine abbiamo
after
ottenuto lo
effects from
stesso
my
risultato
injuries.
dell'altra
I
volta.
would therefore like you to authorize my release now.
Of course, of course. Do calm down, Miss Walker.
Sarà
I'm sorry,
possibile.
but I'm not used to being interrogated like this.
Some years ago, I would
Aspetta.
have interrogated you in a very different manner, Miss Walker. I grant that I may still feel some nostalgia for the good old traditional methods. You're one of the very last representatives of a world that is fast disappearing, Miss Walker. A disordered world that no one will miss. This key is much like you, unstructured and uncontrollable. If you're able to find a way to use it to leave this floor, then you shall have proved that you are permanently cured.
No, è sempre la stessa.
I would like to get my things back before I leave.
You will find them there.
Sempre la stessa storia. Quindi non è cambiato nulla. Però ho sbloccato un obiettivo. Qualcosa sarà cambiato.
Turn around.
E noi sbirciare. Tizio. Ok, sembra gli ha dato la chiave. Ma anche l'altra volta abbiamo avuto la chiave. Ci manca pure qua il pirulino. Bordello sta a fare. Ok. Ovviamente non funziona perché manca il pirulino.
But
What on earth's wrong, Miss Walker?
I don't understand. The key. It didn't work.
I did warn you, you know. You can't be at all well enough yet to deserve to be released already.
No, there must be a problem with your damn key.
Our keys are somewhat old, I will admit. But they've never failed me yet when called upon to do their duty.
Well, there's a first time for everything. You can see that I managed to use the key and that I am perfectly cured. I have the right to leave.
Impossible, Miss Walker. The rule is very clear. Only those patients who are capable of opening the door may leave this floor.
Please, Doctor. Can't we come to some arrangement? I promise I won't say anything to anybody if you let me leave.
I'm perfectly immune to your rather sad attempts to bribe me, miss. If you do indeed want to leave the clinic, you must open the door.
Ci rivedremo, zio. Ci rivedremo, zio. Che
There's a
roba,
problem with the
ragazzi.
key. That's obvious. I need to find out where it comes from.
E vabbè, dobbiamo andare nel suo ufficio a prendere roba. Ah, prima devo aprire l'inventario, osservare la chiave. Anche il pirulino. Lo sappiamo. Dai.
I should inspect the key before I do anything else. I should inspect the key before I do anything else.
L'abbiamo ispezionata la chiave.
I already know that everything works here. Let's check the key. These holes, it looks like something's been removed from the key. No doubt about it, my key's been deliberately damaged. I need to find a perfect copy if I want to be able to repair it. Uh-huh.
Che roba, ragazzi. Cursore, dove stai? Ecco la chiave.
I see. According to the picture, there's a pin missing. I need to find a way to fix it. But how am I going to manage it?
Da questa porta, che roba. Ok, dobbiamo andare a parlare con Kirk.
How are you, Kate Walker? Is your departure from the clinic imminent?
I'm afraid not.
You seem upset. What's wrong?
I have to use a kind of key to open a door and finally get out of this place. It's a kind of a test, you know? A test that I passed, but the key didn't work. And when I compared it with an original, I saw it had been sabotaged. I'm getting the impression they're trying to keep us here by any means, Kirk. Whether we want to stay or not.
That's a serious accusation. Are you sure?
The proof is building up. First there's that key which doesn't work, and that bed you're trapped in, and your missing prosthesis.
It's true that I've been very weak since I began Madame Olga's treatment. But she says that it's normal. She calls it temporary secondary effects.
We really need to get out of here, Kirk.
Unfortunately, I cannot undertake the long migration of the ostriches without the mechanical leg, Kate Walker. But you, on the other hand, you can leave.
But how?
Show me the model of the key you told me about. Show me the model of the key instead, please.
Non l'ho fatto.
Show me the model of the key instead.
Ah, il modello.
That's what I thought. With this, my tribe smith should be able to repair your key. If, of course, you find a way to get it to him.
I doubt they have a postal service here.
Go onto the balcony. Our shaman's messenger is never very far. I use it to communicate with my people. You can give it the key. It'll take it to my tribe smith.
Got it. Thank you so much, Kirk. Hey you! Birdie! Birdie! I've got something for you!
Uccellino, non ti calcola di striscio.
That's it. Come on, come here.
Andiamo avanti? Siamo qua? Vamo. Che pata? Andando troppo veloce? Che è successo? Senti zia, è già la seconda volta che gli rompi le scatole stasera pure te. E di darti una mossa magari.
How are you, Kate Walker? Is your departure from the clinic imminent?
I'm afraid not.
You seem upset. What's wrong?
I have to use a kind of key to open a door and finally get out of this place. It's a kind of a test, you know? A test that I passed, but the key didn't work. And when I compared it with an original, I saw it had been sabotaged. I'm getting the impression they're trying to keep us here by any means, Kirk. Whether we want to stay or not.
That's a serious accusation. Are you sure?
The proof is building up. First there's that key which doesn't work, and that bed you're trapped in, and your missing prosthesis.
It's true that I've been very weak since I began Madame Olga's treatment. But she says that it's normal. She calls it temporary secondary effects.
We really need to get out of here, Kirk.
Unfortunately, I cannot undertake the long migration of the ostriches without the mechanical leg, Kate Walker. But you, on the other hand, you can leave.
But how?
Show me the model of the key you told me about. That's what I thought. With this, my tribe's smith should be able to repair your key. If, of course, you find a way to get it to him.
I doubt they have a postal service here.
Go onto the balcony. Our shaman's messenger is never very far. I use it to communicate with my people. You can give it the key. It'll take it to my tribe's smith.
Got it. Thank you so much, Kirk. Hey you! Birdie! Birdie! I've got something for you! About that bird, Kirk. I must be doing something wrong. It won't come to me when I call it.
It's true that the old owl is a bit of a lunatic. Have you tried to get it to land on the balcony?
No, but I don't see what I can use for that.
Look around the yard, Kate Walker. You may find something that might interest the board.
Why not? I'll give it a shot. Thank you for your help, Kirk.
Yeah. Anton fell asleep in the middle of the game again. He says it's the treatment, but I think he does it on purpose to avoid losing.
Prendiamo l'uccello meccanico e lo andiamo a posare sull'affare lì. Fare brutti scherzi che ti riporto da Harry Potter.
The owl flew away with the key, Kirk.
That's good news, Kate Walker. Now we only need...
Kirk. What's wrong?
Dr. Olga's treatment.
Kirk. Kirk, can you hear me? Wake up.
Come, come. No need to be alarmed, Miss Walker.
You're Dr. Olga, I suppose.
We weren't expecting you to awaken for another few days, Miss Walker. This is surprising, truly. If I had known, I would have come by earlier in the day to assist you in your return to the world of the waking.
Unlike poor Kirk here, I have no need of help. I am very well, thank you.
Fainting is a secondary effect inherent in the treatment, Miss Walker. Nothing more. In medicine, despite any discomfort, protocol must be respected.
Oh, you mean that horrible mechanical bed where that poor boy is waiting for a prosthesis that never comes? That's protocol? And I suppose the same is true for the absurd interrogation I had to go through.
You seem to have developed a singular paranoia since you came out of the coma. When we get the chance, I'll look into it. But for now, I'm going to ask you to please leave. I have to administer the next stage of the treatment to your young friend.
Fine, I'm leaving. I hope all this is gonna help him.
Well then, I can't imagine why you might think the opposite, Miss Walker.
How is he?
Your young friend is reacting to the treatment very well. Everything is fine. He's resting.
Well, goodbye, Doctor.
I'll come by and see you very soon, Miss Walker. Don't worry.
Ah, chi si preoccupa? Siamo tranquillissimi qua, che roba. Questo sta a dormire.
Kate Walker.
Kirk! How do you feel?
Not very well, I'm afraid.
This situation can't go on, Kirk. So what can I do to help you get out?
The best thing, Kate Walker, is for you to go alone. And if you really want to help me, once you are outside, go to Valsambor and try to recover my prosthesis from the craftsman. If you bring it back to me, Dr. Zamiatin will put it on, and I will be able to go back to my tribe.
Can we trust Dr. Zamiatin? I'm not so sure when I see what this clinic is like.
The man has always been a friend to the Youkols. And I'm sure he'll be able to help you leave the hospital and find the craftsman in Valsambor.
Okay. I promise to come back as soon as I can with your prosthesis, Kirk. Until then, hang in there.
Thank you, Kate Walker. And may the spirits be with you.
Andiamo, Kate.
Hello, Miss Walker. How very delightful to see you up and about. Even if I really have to admit that I'm a bit surprised. Our dear Dr. Olga painted a far darker picture of your current state of health.
Dr. Efimova and Dr. Mangling want everyone to believe that I'm crazy, so they can justify keeping me here against my will.
Olga did indeed speak to me about your unfortunate penchant for paranoia. Be careful not to let such perilous perturbations flourish in your mind, Miss Walker. They may be the source of many of your difficulties, for you and for those around you.
Sadly, I assure you that my accusations are well-founded, Dr. Zamiatin. I'm of perfectly sound mind.
Listen to me, Miss Walker. I know that waking up after a prolonged period in a coma is difficult. In such a context, anxiety attacks are very normal. But please, do not project it onto Dr. Olga. I'm not getting any younger, you know, and running this clinic is a very heavy burden. The last few years, Olga has shown she is capable of assisting me. I have every faith in her.
But...
The subject is closed, Miss Walker. Please tell me about that pendant you have around your neck. I must admit I noticed it as soon as you walked in.
it belonged to Oscar, a friend who passed away.
I understand, Miss Walker. I myself have borne the weight of grief for decades now. Wearing a token from someone dear to you is a natural thing.
Dr. Zamiatin, I promised Kirk I'd go to the craftsman in Valsambor and bring back his mechanical prosthesis. The poor boy has been waiting for it for ages, so I'd like to try to speed up the process. Would you tell me how to get there?
Now there's a truly noble initiative, Miss Walker. I asked my clockmaker friend Simon Steiner to manufacture the young Youkol's mechanical prosthetic leg. He's a capable craftsman and ingenious. You'll find him in his workshop, near the Valsambor port. I imagine he must almost be finished with his work by now. He makes amazing things. You'll see.
Can you authorize my release so that I can see Dr. Steiner? Unfortunately, I've been told that the clinic is in lockdown.
You will have to ask Dr. Olga, Miss Walker. She signed the current order to lock our establishment down. She's in charge of giving out the passes.
Devo andare? Dai. Ce la fai?
This book should answer any of the questions you may have about our Youkol's friends. Farewell and bon voyage, Miss Walker.
I get the impression that the Youkols aren't much liked around here.
Indeed. It would seem that most of the inhabitants of Valsambor are now quite hostile towards them. This wasn't the case a while back, you know. When I was young, the migration of the snow ostriches was an event widely welcomed with open arms in Valsambor.
Why the change in attitude?
Our region was actually somewhat devastated 20 years ago. Dramatic events changed the way people viewed the world. The people turned inward on themselves. They are less welcoming. And the fact that the Youkols have been stuck here, next to Lake Valsambor for several weeks, hasn't helped.
How many ostrich migrations have you seen?
This is the third one. I'm lucky to have seen so many of them. It's a rare spectacle. Believe me, the great herd of ostriches accompanied by the Youkols, doomed to blindly follow their animals wherever they happen to roam. And they don't care about countries, wars, and borders.
You seem to like the Youkols, Dr. Zamiatin.
Sì, ma non si può skippare.
They are a fascinating people, you know, and such astonishing medicine infused with shamanism. Without which, no doubt, you would have never arrived in this clinic alive, Miss Walker.
Why did the Youkols ask you to heal Kirk?
On each of their migrations, the Youkol shamans and I have exchanged medical knowledge. Their trance therapy and materia medica have provided astounding results for my patients affected by psychological afflictions. In exchange, I do what I can to take care of those injured that they can't heal using their traditional medicine. Like, that poor boy who lost his leg.
It's really necessary for me to ask Olga's permission to leave? You're the director of this clinic, after all.
Olga is my right-hand woman. I can't keep her uninvolved in current matters, Miss Walker. She is also currently your doctor. You should really talk with her about it. She isn't as evil as you seem to believe. You'll find her in her office, most probably.
The American is awake. You must hurry, Colonel.
How is she doing?
Fine, apparently. She is docile for the moment. This may not last too much longer, I'm afraid.
And what about the tribe of nomads?
Just like the past few years, Lake Valsambor hasn't frozen over, so the herd can't cross the ice. They're stuck here. And also, their young guide is still in our control. If everything goes as planned, soon the Youkols will have no choice but to go back home. Especially as I have a plan to speed things up.
Fine.
There's also the American detective, Colonel. He should be arriving soon.
Let him meet with Miss Walker if that's what he wants to do. No point alarming him just yet. But when all is said and done, we're the ones who are handling the young woman's case. No American is going to come here and tell us what to do.
E dopo aver scoperto i loro piani, diciamo così, una parte dei loro piani,
Where did she go?
andiamo avanti.
Hello, Miss Efimova. I'm here to see you too. Kate Walker, it really is you. What a coincidence. I've been looking for you for weeks.
Mr. Canton, I presume?
Ah, I see that my reputation precedes me. Miss Efimova must have told you I was coming.
No, I just now learned of your existence, Mr. Canton. A while ago, my employer in New York informed me that he was going to stick a detective on my back.
I don't like to boast, but I'm the best detective on the East Coast. Never a problem with me. I've been asked to bring you back home safe and sound, Miss Walker. I should be in Balsamore in a few hours.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Canton. I'm sure that finding me hasn't been easy.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
I'm afraid this might upset you, but I'm not planning on going back to the United States for the moment, Mr. Canton.
To be honest, you don't really have a choice. The U.S. Justice Department is looking for you, and I even have an international arrest warrant for you, Miss Walker. Who'd have thought?
The feds are looking for me? But what's the charge? I've done nothing wrong.
Embezzlement! Apparently you took off with a contract for the sale of the Clockwork Toy Factory in Vorarlberg. And you took advantage of the seller's senility. You're even suspected of being responsible for the death of one of them, a Mr. Hans Vorarlberg, the last heir authorized to sign contracts with the company you represented. That's not negligible. You know, Miss Walker.
This is completely ridiculous. And as far as I know, you aren't authorized to represent the Justice Department in this country. You're just a detective. So you'll have to put up with it, Mr. Canton. I'm not going back to New York with you. So leave me alone.
Wait, Miss Walker. Please be reasonable.
Goodbye, Mr. Canton.
Devo fare un salvataggio di backup, ma... Allora, rosso rosso quelli giù. Verde, questo che è blu. E quest'altro è blu, ok. Perfetto ragazzi. Dai ragazzi, che roba.
Charming.
Hurry up.
Yes, Dr. Elfimova. I'm doing whatever I can. Get this damn tap open in the end, you'll see. Ah! Ah! That's it.
Well, that should convince the Youkol scum to strike camp and go back where she came from. Come on, Helmet. Let's not hang about here.
Devi beccare gli ambientalisti, sono cazzi vostri. Puoi prendere sta affare. Cursore. Dove stai, cursore?
This thing is stuck. This thing is stuck.
Occhio alla testa. Che roba. Freddo? L'acqua che mi sembra peggio dell'acqua acida di Warzone 1.0. Ok ragazzi, siamo arrivati. Adesso dobbiamo aiutare gli Youkol. Anzi, aspetta, devo andare prima di qua.
Help please, Miss Catwalk.
Come fai a conoscermi?
Engenemuk. Tuk tuk. Biccolet. Miss Catwalk. Senvenu tuk 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 tuk. Meninier Buruth.
My God, what happened to that poor ostrich?
Ostriches want drink very bad water, took. When ostrich is thirsty, and ostrich is not smart, Miss Walk. She lako, took. Head hard like hard rock.
Try to hold them back as long as possible. There must be a way to filter the river water.
Unganemuk, but Miss Walk go quickly.
Miss Kate Walker.
Hello, ma'am.
Da. You remember me, Miss Kate Walker. Me, ayahuasca. Great Youkol shaman. Me go there and find you somewhere there in the world of the spirits.
So you're the one I owe my life to, Madame Ayahuasca. It's you who cared for me before taking me to the doctors in the Valsambor clinic. I don't know how I can ever thank you.
Tuk, girl. Miss Kate Walker go clean river water right up there. Since she traveled long time in magic world, spirits now her friends. They will show her the right path.
Very well. If you say that the spirits are going to give me a hand, I'll try to do that. Ladies and gentlemen of the spirit world, if you want to show me the way, now's the time. Just had to ask, I guess. This gauge is obviously for measuring the water flow from the dam.
Who would do that to the Youkols? Bayirtla Misketwalk. Thanks you and spirits. Ostriches saved.
Be careful all the same, Mr. Barut. The dam filtering the water may not hold very long.
Za! Youkols leave here fast to make sure Ostrich is safe. But not possible without Kirk. Him our guide.
I just came from the clinic. Kirk and I shared a room.
Za! How going, Kirk?
He's fine. Don't worry, Mr. Barut.
Took. So why him not come back with you?
It's taking a while to finish his artificial leg. It would seem.
No, Kirk. Youkols cannot leave here. So ostriches want continued journey without Youkols. Can't keep ostriches here very long. Ostriches cross Lake Valsambor alone. And then eaten by lake spirits. Took.
The ostriches crossing the lake, so that has to be a part of the migration?
Tuk Tuk. Baranur, on other side of lake, is path of sacred plains. Ostriches lay eggs in hot sand on sacred plains. But lake, not anymore frozen, so not be able cross.
Listen, Mr. Barut, do your best to calm your ostriches while I go to Valsambor. I promised Kirk to go get his prosthesis and bring it back to him.
Bartla Tuk. Miss Ketwalk, you friend of Youkol's.
I'm going to speak with the shaman now.
Ayahuasca will be very happy. See Miss Ketwalk. She go with you and around you a lot in world of spirits, so they free you. You not die because of her.
Dai, che roba! Una tenda, eh. Allora, intanto mi sa che devo andare prima a parlare con la sciamana.
What an amazing jumble. Not at all like New York markets.
E se no non mi fa prendere l'altra roba. Vediamo un po'. No, me la fa prendere.
What a pretty pattern. If only I had the time to take a little nap. Sinister.
Ha, Miss Kate Walker. You have good news?
To be honest, nothing great. Kirk, your young guide, is in the hands of Olga Efimova. That woman has the director of the clinic, Dr. Zamiatin, under her thumb. She also seems to be in tight with a shady soldier. These people hate you, Ayahuasca. They can't stand your way of life. They're the ones who poisoned your ostrich's water. I think they're also holding up Kirk's prosthesis to keep him in the clinic and stop you from continuing your migration.
People not like Youkols now. Youkols out of date. If Youkol's without guide, not able continue great voyage. Return to north and never leave again. And then ostriches die.
Well, hold on. We're not at that stage yet. I promised Kirk I'd go to Valsambor to bring back his mechanical leg.
Tuk. Magic leg not only problem for Youkols.
What's the other problem?
Ayahuasca sees bad spirits everywhere on long road for Youkols. Now, many very, very bad spirits on lake, and also after. Baranor. Baranor very dangerous. Bad luck everywhere. Ayahuasca very, very scared.
There may be another way to cross the lake instead of waiting for it to freeze. I'll find out when I visit Valsambor.
Why Miss Kate Walker decide to do all this for us?
Without the Youkols, I would have died of cold and hunger next to a Siberian river. It's only natural I should give you a hand in return.
Look! So Miss Kate Walker decide accompany Youkols on great journey?
We'll see. First, I have to go to Valsambor. But like you, I seem to be a prisoner in this camp.
Youkols not have right to go to Valsambor now. Miss Kate Walker like them. Now she must find pass so that she able to leave here.
Strange the lake taking so long to freeze. This must be a consequence of global warming.
Bad spirits at bottom of lake make water very hot. Really nasty bad spirits everywhere now.
Where can I find a pass so I can leave the camp?
Before, Youkols could make use of pass machine in cabin at camp exit. But authorities decide break it in small pieces, so now we cannot use. Miss Kate Walker should ask client tourists in Valsambor.
I was told about everything your tribe did for me when you found me. Thank you so much.
Miss Kate Walker cured. That's what counts. Job of ayahuasca.
I'm going to try to find the pass that you told me about.
Miss Kate Walker, go quickly.
A hide. Must be for making clothing. What a funny smell. Ayahuasca's owl. It looks as stubborn as ever.
You don't have a pass to enter the city? How did you get in?
What an amazing jumble. Not at all like New York markets.
Lascia passare, poi ve lo dà il tizio qua.
Sir, excuse me.
Hello, miss. You're not actually from here. I can hear it. What on earth is a young American doing in our beautiful land? Business? Or perhaps tourism?
Oh, it's a long story, believe me.
I see. In any event, you must try and visit our town. You know, Valsambor is very charming this season. And may I suggest you drop by my tavern? It's the best restaurant in town.
Well, I'd love to, but unfortunately I learned that now I need a pass to get into Valsambor. I'm looking for someone who can help me get one.
Ah, yes, that's true. That's a pain it is. But you're actually in luck. I may be able to do something for you. This is my wife's pass. She's not well, so she couldn't come with me. The document is perfectly valid, except she forgot to get it stamped at the town hall.
And that's a problem?
I'm afraid so. Without the stamp, the document is worthless. Not that long ago, you just needed to get it officially stamped at the police checkpoint, over there at the camp gate. But there hasn't been anybody there since the town decided to come down hard on the Youkols.
So this pass is useless?
Not necessarily. You need to add a stamp that looks like the official Valsambor seal. The police aren't that sharp-sighted around here, I have to admit. Anyway, I didn't say a word. Good luck, miss. And don't forget to drop by my tavern when you're in Valsambor. Fine tourists liked Youkols before. Youkols not stay too long time around Valsambor.
What a strange sculpture. Looks like a kind of
Che roba,
octopus or
ragazzi.
squid. Hello.
Ha ha! Kunuk mak? Miss Caterwalk. Like collect souvenirs?
Well, that sculpture there.
Ha ha! Kilak. That great spirit, very bad, Miss Catwalk. Evil monster of water in Great Lake.
Oh, I see. It's a representation of a local legend.
Haha, not legend, Miss Catwalk. Kilak, very great, very bad. Live at bottom of lake.
If the monster really existed, wouldn't he have attacked your ostriches when you tried to cross the lake to continue your journey?
Youkols always cross in day. Kilak not like day and light. Always when lake frozen. Kilak not be able to cross ice to eat ostriches then. But now, lake still not frozen. Ostrich is impatient. Not good, not good.
So, how's business?
Tuk tuk. No more client tourists here. No more like Youkols in Valsambor. Not good for business.
Why don't they like you here?
Youkols stuck staying too long in Valsambor. Not good. Must leave fast.
One of you repaired a key to help me escape the clinic. Was it you?
No. Smith, over there.
Kirk being gone so long really has you worried, doesn't it?
Kirk, sacred guide. No guide, so not great journey. Miss Getwell comes with news about Kirk.
His treatment is weakening him, but he was fine when I left.
Ah, Kirk come back very fast. Or not good.
Goodbye, and thank you for all the information.
Okay, Miss Getwell. Bye.
Ok, andiamo a fare il timbro. Che ovviamente non funzionerà.
The Youkol craftsmen must make these statuettes by the dozen. A checkpoint for the municipal employee.
Stop! You may not pass.
May I ask why not?
Miss, as the inopportune loitering of the Youkol nomads in town was proving to be disturbing the tranquility of the inhabitants, Mayor Bulakin has ordered access to Valsambor to henceforth be restricted to those presenting a duly stamped pass, which confers the authorization to access said town.
Look at me. Do I really look like a Youkol to you?
My dear young lady, Your physiognomy is not sufficient. Only presentation of said municipal pass shall be acceptable.
But
Without a pass, you shall not pass.
You shall know. Pass. Che roba ragazzi, che roba ragazzi.
The pass?
do I really need a pass?
Indispensable. So cease arguing and keep moving.
Beh, inutile che ci parliamo, tanto questo è incorruttibile. Dunque, abbiamo qui la macchina per il timbro. Eccola.
A stamp. Looks like something's missing, though.
Dobbiamo prendere questo foglio e portarlo al fabbro.
Stamps. But not one is the right shape, of course.
Non mi dovrebbe mancare nulla. Meno. Oh. Mi ricordo. Non dovrebbe mancare nulla comunque. Andiamo dal fabbro, vediamo un po' se può fare qualcosa o se manca ancora qualcosa. Ok, dai. Sembra che è andato.
Look, Mark, Miss Catwalk. Need something from Forge?
Well, yes, I do. I need a stamp that has the same shape as the Valsambor seal and that I can use with the press at the camp gate.
Complicated. Need model. Tuk tuk. You have that, Miss Catwalk? Complicated. Smith also need wax for mold.
C'era per lo stampo, eccola qua.
Good job. Stamp ready in not long time.
E tra poco avremo il nostro timbro. Perfetto. E possiamo andare. Andiamo a prendere l'inchiostro. Inchiostro che dovrebbe essere qui vicino, eccolo qua, perfetto. E adesso andiamo a fare il nostro documento. E comunque stiamo andando veloci, dai ragazzi.
Nothing useful here.
Ok. Abbiamo il foglio. Anzi, siamo prima a staffare. Devo mettere staffare, non mi ricordo. Oh, forse sì. Ok. Fatto. Ci siamo. Mettiamo la spugnetta con l'inchiostro. Timbro. La spugnetta sotto il timbro. Fissiamo
I have to
l'inchiostro.
find a way to attach the stamp or it'll fall out again.
Lo stampo. Da sopra.
Only the stamp is missing. How practical. Only the stamp is missing. How practical.
Sì. Fammelo mettere però. Perché è caduto, scusa? Oh, vabbè. E poi andiamo a pigiare la leva. Ovviamente togliamo la spugnetta. E andiamo di nuovo a pigiare la leva. No, no, il foglio, zia. Chi prende il foglio? Ok. Adesso arriva tipo ombriaco.
Hello, Miss Walker. Very happy to finally catch up with you.
Mr. Canton, what on earth do you want?
To take you back home, whether you like it or not. Come on, give me your hands, please.
I'm not going with you. Do you hear? Leave me alone.
You're alone here without friends or acquaintances, and you have nowhere to go, Miss Walker. So be reasonable. Turn around and hold out your hands. Don't make me use force to restrain you. Mr. Marston? Finally, I have her. Yes, she is safe and sound. I have Miss Walker under control. I'll keep you informed of our progress. It'll take a day or two at most. I suppose there are a few procedural obstacles to overcome before we can leave the country.
Listen, all these things I'm accused of are completely untrue. Hans's murder, embezzlement, it's nonsense. And while we're wasting time here, I can't help the Youkols. And believe me, they really need it.
I am not your enemy, Miss Walker. If you haven't done anything like you say, it's in your interest to go back and defend yourself in court. There's nothing left for you to do here anyway. Not everyone here is your friend in these parts, I'm afraid.
This Canton isn't the brightest bulb. If I can get him to believe I'm cooperating, I'll be able to sidetrack him and escape.
Well, Miss Walker?
Well, all right, Mr. Canton. You win.
I'm glad you're finally being reasonable, Miss Walker. Now we just need to wait for the representative of the regional military authorities for the administrative procedures. I don't think it'll take long to get our papers, so we can leave this place then.
How long do we have to wait? I've been through a lot over the last few months, you know. I'm recuperating. I'm still a bit weak.
Well, it could take a few hours at the outside.
Would you mind bringing me a glass of water? I don't feel too well. I feel a bit dizzy.
I'd have to leave you here in the meantime.
I'm not sure that...
Please, Mr. Canton. I really think I'm going to faint.
Don't worry, Miss Walker. I'll see what I can do. But don't move.
Quick. I have to get free and get out of here.
Ragazzi, questa volta invece è riuscita la via alternativa per quanto riguarda il mandare via Cantin. L'altra volta abbiamo utilizzato la strada del grido aiuto, poi l'ho fatto fuggire via. Per questa volta abbiamo usato la strada secondaria.
It didn't break. God, I need to find something else.
Però purtroppo la scena, eccola, questa scena non ce la evitiamo lo stesso. Ma che roba, ragazzi. Vabbè. Dai, Kate, che roba.
Free at last. All right, let's get out of here before Canton comes back.
Beh, dai. Andiamo via prima che torna.
Miss Walker! No, wait! I have an arrest warrant for this woman. Arrest her!
Epico, ragazzi. Davvero epico. Che roba.
My pass! Give it back to me! Immediately, you hear?
Ok, siamo arrivati a Valsambo. Andare a cercare, anzi fare il tizio della gamba. Parleremo anche col capitano. Eccolo.
You almost fell right in the water. Have you ever thought about moderating your consumption of vodka, sir?
R-E-N-O.
Pardon?
It's me, Captain Obo. Obo! Proud commander of the just as proud crystal. So don't you, sir, me.
Well, delighted. Captain, I'm Kate Walker. I'm looking for Steiner's, the clockmaker.
If I fall in the water, sailor, it'll be to go straight to hell. So don't fall in the water, sailor. You understand? Bastard's waiting for me.
Who are you talking about?
The monster of the lake is waiting for us all, miss. Everyone's time comes eventually. To finish the work. Come on. Back in the fight. Because you can never lower your guard. Never.
Excuse me, please, miss.
Yes?
I'm looking for Simon Steiner's.
Simon Steiner is my grandfather. My name is Sarah. Sarah Steiner.
Pleased to meet you, Sarah. I'm Kate Walker. Can you tell me where I can find your grandfather's workshop?
Of course. You'll find his shop is at the end of the alleyway, on the left, just as you leave it, in the main avenue. Can I ask what you want with him? Because he's rather old, you know.
I'm accompanying the Youkol caravan. Apparently your grandfather is supposed to be making a mechanical prosthesis for Kirk, their spiritual chief, who had a bad accident recently. Without the artificial leg, Kirk won't be able to go along with the great migration of his people. And on top of that, the Youkols won't leave without their guide.
You're accompanying the Youkols? My God, you're so terribly lucky. When I was little, Grandfather used to tell me all about their adventures, full of mystery and magic.
You seem to like the Youkol, Sarah. I get the impression that's rare in Valsambor.
It's true that when it comes to the Youkols, people around here can be a bit silly. They go out of their way to make the nomads scapegoats for all of the town's problems since they got stuck here.
But you don't, do you?
Of course not. Grandfather told me that he has actually seen 3 or 4 of the great ostrich migrations in his lifetime, and he always really respected those strange people. He even made sure I would admire them too, you know.
I guess you're pretty close to your grandfather?
Yes. Of course he can get a bit grumpy, especially the last few years. But he's actually really adorable, and you should see the work he does. Give him a few cogs and springs, and he'll give you some unbelievably incredible invention. He almost makes mechanical objects seem alive.
I see exactly what you mean. I used to know someone like that too.
The only problem we have is that business collapsed when he got sick. I really do believe that if I didn't have the waitressing jobs to make ends meet, we'd probably have to close up shop.
Do you like life in Valsambor?
Oh, there's really not that much to talk about here, you know. I spend all my time here or with Grandfather since he got sick.
There was no one who could keep an eye on him for you?
We can't afford it, I'm afraid. I also think I prefer it this way. My grandfather is my only family.
Thank you for your help.
I'll be stopping in to see Grandfather on my next break. Maybe I'll see you there.
Yes, I hope so. Goodbye, Sarah.
Ah, miss, delighted to see that you finally managed to leave the Youkol camp.
Yes, thank you very much for the pass.
Well, now that you're at last here, you'll be able to taste my famous borscht.
It would be my pleasure, but
Questo, ragazzi, è il tipo che ci ha dato il lascia passare.
Simon Steiner? Ah, in that case, you should speak with Sarah, our young waitress. She's his granddaughter.
Is Simon Steiner well known here in Valsambor?
For a long time, he was rather popular. You know, he isn't just a clockmaker. He knows everything about mechanical objects. He repaired everything for everybody here in Valsambor. He also designed the amusement park on the other side of the lake with a colleague of his. A French automaton creator, if I remember right. You could say Valsambor owes a lot to Simon Steiner, miss. So when he got sick, I offered to hire Sarah to help a little. You understand?
I met that man recently. A certain Captain Obo. He doesn't seem very with it.
And he's been that way for 20 years, miss. 20 years. Can you imagine? He used to command the Crystal, the boat that made the crossing between here and the amusement park, on the other side of the lake. And he wasn't the same man then.
How are things in town? They don't seem to be going that well.
If you ask me, the atmosphere is horrible. At least half the people don't want the Youkols right at our door. Most of the shopkeepers even made the decision to go on strike over what they saw as unfair competition. Also, Valsambor hasn't been the same in the last 20 years. There it is.
I'm off. Thank you again for your help.
See you soon, miss.
Ok, andiamo dal tipo.
Hello. Are you Mr. Steiner? I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Steiner. My name is Kate Walker, and I've come to pick up the prosthesis for Kirk, the Youkol spiritual guide.
And well, dear Miss Walker, Dr. Efimova has informed me that the young man was not yet in any sort of condition to withstand the operation, and that...
Mr. Steiner, are you all right?
It is impossible. That pendant you have around your neck. I would be very obliged if you would entrust me with it for a moment. Please, Miss Walker. Mein Gott! An XZ-2000 automaton heart in perfect working condition. A compensating spring memory. Pendulum ventricles and small mechanical pumps. Everything seems in excellent condition. Donnerwetter! Where on earth did you steal this, Miss Walker?
I did not steal it. It's a souvenir. It's all I have left of Oscar. A very dear friend.
Ah, so. And yet I am actually very familiar with this type of precision mechanism. An infernal precision. Incredible, unique expertise. For this was a Vorarlberg automaton, Miss Walker.
Yes. It was Hans Vorarlberg who designed this object. Tell me, did you know him?
Oh, yeah. He even lived here a few years. We did a lot of work together. He taught me so many different things, you know. So it is useless to try and make up silly stories, Miss Walker. And I am afraid that I am not about to allow you to leave here as long as you have not told me the truth about where this object comes from.
Oh, don't bother locking me in, Mr. Steiner. If you must know, the truth is that Hans Vorarlberg was someone who was very important to me. I accompanied him on a very strange journey throughout Europe. And that object in your hand is the only souvenir I have of that adventure.
That proves nothing, Himmelherrgott! Hans would never have given this to...
Adesso dobbiamo pure aiutare il tizio che ci ha preso per ladro.
My heart.
Che roba. Ma va bene ragazzi, prima di proseguire ad aiutare il tipo qui a prendere le sue medicine, chiaramente facciamo giusto 2 minuti di pausa, chiaramente ci rivediamo tra pochissimo con la nostra RNT e tra pochissimo guys. E bene ragazzi, ci risiamo, entriamo subito nella nostra RNT. Quante volte ti devo ripetere che la sigla me la devi suonare bene? Che roba! Bene, adesso ci siamo, che roba ragazzi! Ebbene dai ragazzi, ci siamo in questa RNT del martedì sera, ma intanto dove siamo dove non siamo più? Eccoci qua. Ebbene ragazzi, giusto una piccola pausetta, anche per sfruttare l'occasione. Per dirvi chiaramente quello che è successo, per aggiornarvi un po', niente di così grave, però in un certo senso sì. Allora ragazzi, praticamente, come saprete, probabilmente chi mi segue qui in live sicuramente lo sa, sto avendo ho avuto dei problemi con il PC, perché chiaramente diversi problemi, dopo varie soluzioni, ve la faccio breve eccetera eccetera, alla fine la reimpostazione di Windows non ha funzionato, quindi ho avuto motivo di credere che praticamente fosse già corrotto Windows direttamente dal file di ripristino, o che comunque nemmeno il ripristino di Windows ha risolto eventuali problemi. Quindi ragazzi ho dovuto reinstallare nuovamente Windows, chiaramente, ovviamente. Problemi del genere alla fine si risolvono solo in questo modo qua. Ma ragazzi, ho rimosso anche l'SSD, che potenzialmente potrebbe essere la causa di tutto questo delirio assurdo. Potrebbe, appunto, perché non ne sono convintissimo. Farò altri test, altra roba. Chiaramente andrò a verificare se effettivamente il disco è difettoso appena scaduta la garanzia. Che roba ragazzi. Ad ogni modo vedremo un pochino se effettivamente questo disco è rotto o meno. Il problema qual è stato ragazzi? Che ripristinando Windows chiaramente ho perso i salvataggi del Syberia 3, nonostante comunque avevo fatto il backup del gioco. Comunque vabbè, ad ogni modo sono sfuggiti i salvataggi, perciò abbiamo dovuto ricominciare dall'inizio questa avventura su Syberia 3. Ma ragazzi, alla fine dei conti devo dire che forse è meglio così, nel senso, comunque sia, la prima volta sono andato molto lento, perché chiaramente non sapendo risolvere gli enigmi, non sapendo che enigmi ci sarebbero stati da risolvere, chiaramente si impiega molto più tempo. Mentre questa volta comunque li ricordo, sono abbastanza freschi, quindi sto andando molto più veloce. Diciamo che può funzionare anche come guida questa ripartenza, ecco, comunque un ripasso anche per capire meglio la storia di questo Syberia 3 e soprattutto magari far vedere un po' più chiaramente la soluzione degli enigmi. Ovviamente arriverò al punto dove ci siamo fermati l'altra volta, non credo di metterci molto sostanzialmente ragazzi, credo che nella prossima puntata già saremo arrivati al punto precedente, perché appunto come notate sto andando decisamente molto più veloce rispetto alla scorsa volta. Dunque ragazzi, sperando che i problemi siano stati risolti, direi che domani sera domani sera e dopodomani sera ci sarà una piccola variazione nel programma, credo solo per questa settimana, poi deciderò in seguito per quanto riguarda il programma. Dunque ci sarà FC24 queste due serate, ovvero mercoledì e giovedì, perché appunto ho perso anche il salvataggio di Re Carlo V. Non è un grosso problema sostanzialmente, però attualmente non ho il salvataggio, quindi devo ripartire anche da lì, da una campagna, e provare poi a far crescere un giocatore col potenziale, come dire, che si è abbassato tantissimo, quindi a vedere che cosa succede. Chiaramente la vedremo questa roba qua, ma credo che ripartirò con un club molto più forte, in modo tale che non devo stare lì a concentrarmi a fare acquisti, a creare la rosa, eccetera eccetera, anche perché l'abbiamo già fatto con Re Carlo V, ma andremo semplicemente a vedere tutto il resto della roba. Dunque ragazzi, non cambia tantissimo, ma cambia quel poco. E buonasera, buonasera Barret, come andiamo? Tutto bene? Stavo sfruttando appunto questa RNT per spiegare un pochino la situazione. Beh, non sono sicurissimo se il problema sia risolto o meno, però ho rimosso il disco e ho reinstallato Windows. L'ho appena detto poco fa, molto rapidamente. Alla fine comunque questo tipo di problemi qua, ragazzi, c'è poco da fare. Si concludono tutti con una installazione pulita di Windows. Questa volta effettivamente ho fatto una bella pulita, eccetera eccetera. Tra l'altro ragazzi, c'è da considerare una cosa che mi è venuta a mente proprio l'altro giorno. E buonasera, buonasera Elia, come andiamo? Da quanto tempo che non ci si vede, che roba. Che mi dici di bello? Ho visto che hai fatto una piccola live ieri sera tardi, è un piccolo test direi. Infatti stavo proprio per dire questo, ieri sera avrei potuto tentare di fare la live su Battlefield 2042, alla fine ho preferito fare un test, infatti abbiamo giocato insieme a Barret e poi praticamente sul tardi ho fatto anche un test in live per vedere se tutto andava bene o no. Beh, adesso direi abbastanza bene. Ci sono problemi in corso purtroppo per quanto riguarda il PC. Spero di essere riuscito a risolvere adesso. Il disco, l'SSD incriminato è stato rimosso. Sì, è andato tutto bene, non c'è stato nessun crash, nessuna schermata blu. Ma io ancora sono convinto che c'è un piccolo, grande, immenso conflitto per quanto mi riguarda, che è quello tra Gigabyte e Corsair, tra IQ ed RGB Fusion. Tra l'altro, siccome con IQ io praticamente controllo anche i DPI del mouse, ragazzi, l'Easy Anti-Cheat potrebbe considerarlo un cheat, considerando anche che poi entrambi i programmi cercano di controllare i LED, in qualche modo comunque entrano in conflitto. Quindi questo sicuramente c'entra. E c'entra anche e soprattutto il fatto dell'Easy Anti-Cheat, che è l'anti-cheat di E-Games per intenderci, che chiaramente lavorando a livello kernel funziona come un driver, quindi se crasha quello, crasha tutto. Cioè, roba ragazzi, speriamo non ricapiti più, comunque sia. A proposito, stavo dicendo, tra l'altro mi sono ricordato di una piccola cosetta che potrebbe aver influenzato tutta questa serie di problemi che poi sono scaturiti uno dietro l'altro. Mi sono ricordato che io non ho installato in modo pulito Windows 11, ragazzi, ma sono passato da Windows 10 a Windows 11. E quindi praticamente è possibile che mi sia portato dietro un sacco di roba di Windows 10 che magari ne serviva in Windows 11.
Che roba, voglio.
Esattamente, lì, che roba. E sono andati a creare anche altri errori e conflitti e robe varie. Credo, ragazzi, poi può darsi che non è così, può darsi che effettivamente ci ho azzeccato. Anche perché appunto, come ripeto, con la reimpostazione si sarebbe dovuto risolvere il problema eventuale di driver, robe del genere, invece non si era risolto. Evidentemente c'era qualcosa che nel sistema operativo stesso, nel file immagine del sistema operativo stesso, non andava bene. Adesso ho fatto un'installazione invece pulita di Windows 11. Sì, ho installato direttamente Windows 11 in modo pulito. 37 aggiornamenti di, di update ad attendere. Insomma, è stato un bel lavoretto, ha richiesto un po' di tempo. E poi soprattutto di nuovo i download dei giochi, eccetera, eccetera. Tipo 100 giga per Warzone, 84 giga per Battlefield e insomma tanta roba. Tra l'altro 23H2, sì, aggiornato pure. Vi volevo dire un altro affare, ragazzi. L'avviso, perché non è proprio un errore, l'avviso dell'LSA riferito a Credential Guard è una roba nuova che è uscita su Windows 11. Quindi poco risolvibile dal punto di vista dell'utente, ma anche se chiamate un professionista sarà poco risolvibile questa roba qua, perché non si capisce bene perché ci sia questo problema. Quindi a risolvere questo problema qua per l'LSA dovremo aspettare la Microsoft, e sappiamo quanto tempo impiega la Microsoft a risolvere un problema, perché semplicemente non gliene frega chip, ne frega. Purtroppo è così. Non so perché si sia generato questo errore. Intanto, anche se avete disattivato Credential Guard, credo che anche voi avrete questo problemino nel registro eventi, sicuramente legato appunto al Credential Guard e al LSA. Dunque, voglioni belli, io sto pregando tutti i santi del calendario affinché non sia la scheda video il problema, chiaramente, perché altrimenti, se fosse davvero la scheda video il problema, ragazzi, mi sa che ci salutiamo. Ad ogni modo, ragazzi, al momento ho fatto 2 test, sia su Battlefield sia su FC24. Non ci sono stati problemi, anche oggi pomeriggio ho fatto un test, domani farò un altro test. Vedremo un pochino di mettere la macchina un po' sotto stress, così da capire se effettivamente può darsi che sia una roba di alimentazione, quindi l'alimentatore che magari comincia a dare i numeri, oppure se si tratta di della scheda video a massimo carico. Mi sembra strano, perché comunque, avendo fatto già 2 test, sembra un po' strano. Anche l'alimentatore mi sembra, però ho anche verificato la RAM è tutto ok. Quindi hai cambiato SSD? No, sono senza un SSD. Sono senza memoria. Mi toccherà acquistare un SSD, purtroppo, mi sa. Ma al momento non sono nemmeno sicurissimo che sia difettoso o danneggiato il disco, perché comunque tutti i test sul disco mi danno un esito positivo. C'è anche gli smart, mi danno un esito positivo. Non ci sono settori danneggiati. Va tutto bene sostanzialmente per quanto riguarda il disco. Quindi lo sto testando su un'altra macchina per cercare di capire appunto se effettivamente il disco il problema. Non posso sicuramente negare di aver avuto dei problemi legati al disco, perché effettivamente avevo degli D51 eccetera eccetera, tutti legati al disco, quindi per forza c'entra il disco, ma può essere stato sempre causato dal conflitto di driver, perché mi sono ricordato anche che di recente avevo installato IQ 5. Sì, ho fatta la cazzata. Ad ogni modo, ragazzi, avendo installato IQ 5 senza averlo prima disinstallato, quindi senza averlo installato in modo pulito, l'ho semplicemente aggiornato. È probabile che si sia corrotto qualcosa. Ad ogni modo, c'era sicuramente un driver fra tutti questi che non si faceva gli affari suoi e voleva andare a comandare sugli altri driver, sugli altri componenti hardware. E quello è proprio l'easy anti-cheat, ragazzi. Quindi fate attenzione per quanto riguarda questo anti-cheat, che non fa solo il lavoro di anti-cheat. Fai un clone adesso di quello che hai fatto con quello teoricamente fallato. Cioè? Io ho installato i giochi e ho giocato, cioè, basta. Non ho capito bene. Elia, dai, che ci racconti di bello? Fatti vedere più spesso. Che roba. Domani sera siamo su FC24. Cioè io praticamente sfruttavo due SSD ehm, di diverse prestazioni per dividere anche i giochi, per evitare di avere gli SSD pieni sostanzialmente, perché non mi piace avere gli SSD pieni. Quindi mettevo i giochi dove non servivano prestazioni significative su un SSD meno prestante e chiaramente mettevo i giochi dove mi serviva avere un po' di prestazioni in più, che ne so, proprio Battlefield ad esempio, o che Destiny, FC24, FIFA 23 ad esempio, li avevo messi proprio sull'SSD Horus, che chiaramente è molto più prestante rispetto agli altri. Quindi adesso praticamente sto installando tutto su un SSD. Mi manca l'altro. Adesso i prezzi sono gonfi pure. Che roba. Ma sto usando adesso di cosa? Di SSD? No, il sistema operativo è installato su un altro SSD. Lo tengo solo per il sistema operativo. Ci tengo solamente installato Warzone, perché Warzone dove lo installi ti porta problemi, quindi è meglio installarlo sull'SSD principale. E in questo momento ci ho installato anche Battlefield per questioni di spazio. Quindi ho due giochi sull'SSD principale con il sistema operativo, mentre tutti gli altri li sto mettendo sull'altro SSD. Quindi tu mi stai dicendo di riportare Battlefield su un altro SSD e vedere se sull'altro SSD e vedere se mi porta problemi. Se ho capito bene? Tra l'altro abbiamo anche Thunder su Battlefield. Sull'Horus. Ma come dire, dovrei reinstallare di nuovo. No, forse non devo reinstallare nulla, ma c'è tanto per capire se mi crasha appena accendo il computer. Giusto. Ah, ok, ho capito. Sarebbe anche interessante fare questo test, ma al momento sto semplicemente provando l'SSD pieno più della metà, perché il problema me l'ha dato ovviamente dopo la metà. Chiaramente ricordiamo gli SSD scrivono in maniera sequenziale e vediamo se anche sull'altra macchina, che finora non ha avuto problemi, se si verificano problemi. Credo sia anche un buon metodo per capire se effettivamente l'SSD sia fallato o meno. Ma si tratta di un SSD un pochino particolare, forse questo ho omesso di dirlo, perché essendo un SSD Horus RGB ha un dissipatore con un solo LED, ragazzi, c'ha un solo LED RGB a RGB, chiaramente già montato, prefissato sopra, quindi è tutto un pezzo, è tutto un blocco. E non so se per caso hanno deciso di mettere qualche chip, qualche microchip all'interno, capito? Il microchip per il LED all'interno, ci siamo capiti. Ad ogni modo, ragazzi, chiaramente potrebbe semplicemente trattarsi di un conflitto driver, perché effettivamente, essendo che mi sono ricordato che ho fatto la migrazione da 10 a 11, ho installato un po' di roba, ho dovuto fare delle prove con Demon Tools. Ragazzi, non installate Demon Tools, non installate Demon Tools, non fate come me, non installate Demon Tools, perché è una rovina anche quel programma. Nemmeno io lo uso, tanto per intenderci, l'ho dovuto per forza testare perché chi mi ha chiesto il lavoro me l'ha chiesto per Demon Tools, quindi ho dovuto per forza installare, altrimenti non l'avrei installato. Era meglio che mi faceva una virtual box, la prossima volta decisamente lo farò. In ogni modo, ragazzi, non installate Demon Tools. Quindi poi altri aggiornamenti, robe varie, aggiornamenti di Windows, aggiornamenti driver, qualche programmino di troppo, sicuramente forse si è creato un po' di casino. E quello che non capisco bene è come cavolo si siano corrotti così tanto i file di Windows. Ma questa è una cosa che probabilmente non lo capisce nemmeno Microsoft, ragazzi. Infatti è una cosa ormai molto popolare. I meme parlano da sé. C'hai una schermata blu, questa alla Windows. Che roba, ragazzi. Purtroppo sono problemi molto difficili da risolvere. Ci sono tantissimi problemi che si riescono a risolvere, come comunque ho fatto anche io. In effetti, ragazzi, dopo che ci ho messo le mani, sono andato a risolvere una valanga di problemi. Effettivamente non ho mai visto un registro tanto pulito da anni. Non un registro, un visualizzatore eventi così pulito non lo vedevo da anni, ragazzi, da anni. Anche adesso che ho reinstallato Windows 11 in modo pulito e in modo impeccabile, non è pulito come il visualizzatore eventi, non è pulito come lo era poco tempo fa, tipo domenica o lunedì pomeriggio, perché poi ho reinstallato Windows. Sostanzialmente. E in effetti anche adesso, avendo reinstallato in modo pulito e corretto Windows 11, il visualizzatore eventi comunque riporta qualche errore di tanto in tanto, e purtroppo non possiamo farci granché, perché si tratta proprio di Windows, perché Windows, ragazzi, lo sapete, ad installarlo è una lotteria. Se vi va tutto bene è davvero 1 su 1 milione. 1 su 1 milione. Ma comunque quasi tutti i PC. Comunque sono problemi, cioè, di poco conto. Che ne so, distributed com, solito, classico, progettato anche per funzionare così.
È vivo!
Quindi...
È vivo!
No, che roba. Infatti vedi che si incazza là dietro, che roba. Il mio problema principale, Barrett, è il conflitto fra IQ ed RGB Fusion. Io ormai ci ho perso le speranze sul fatto che RGB Fusion e Corsair, RGB Fusion, Gigabyte e Corsair trovino un accordo, una tregua. Ormai sono disperato, quindi non ci credo più che trovino qualcosa per andare d'accordo, sinceramente. Ormai è come dire la Samsung, ragazzi. Cioè, prendiamo Samsung. E ormai Samsung va d'accordo con Samsung. Punto. Non c'è niente da fare. L'unica cosa è che ancora Samsung non produce le schede madri, perciò deve per forza lasciare la compatibilità con le altre schede madri. Ma appena Samsung produrrà le schede madri, ragazzi, andate tranquilli che i prodotti Samsung funzioneranno solo ed esclusivamente sulle schede madri Samsung. In effetti, per chi già ha esperienza di Samsung, sicuramente ricorderà che il famigerato software di gestione degli SSD Samsung, ovvero Magician, ha preso tanta fama della sua buona condotta, diciamo così, perché funzionava bene anche con gli altri SSD, dava tutte le informazioni, si poteva fare qualche roba anche sugli altri SSD, chi supportava determinate funzioni ovviamente. Ora, adesso ragazzi, a parte il bench, manco la temperatura vi dice degli altri SSD, tanto per dirla, ragazzi, quindi ormai Magician è affidabile solo per i prodotti Samsung, per gli altri non è più affidabile. Dunque ragazzi, questo era giusto un aggiornamento rapido per quanto riguarda la situazione. Voglio, non ci posso mettere la mano sul fuoco, perché ancora non è al 100% definito il problema. Però ho fatto dei test, farò anche domani un altro test, poi facciamo come la volta scorsa, Barret. 3 giorni senza crash, al quarto mi crasha tutto. Che roba, ragazzi. Pazzesco, ragazzi, pazzesco. Sappiate, per chi vuole intraprendere questo mondo, per chi vuole entrare in questo mondo dell'informatica, sappiate che l'informatica vi farà impazzire letteralmente. Ad ogni modo farò, dicevo, un altro test anche domani. Che roba, ragazzi. E vedremo, come no, Bart, dai, vedremo domani un pochino come sarà la situazione e se si potrà almeno andare su FC24. Domani, a proposito, farò il test su FIFA 23, quindi ragazzi alzo proprio le mani. Vedremo. Dunque, c'è qualcos'altro, qualche altra curiosità, oppure rientriamo in game, ragazzi? Anche perché poi, Barret, visto che sei arrivato adesso, te lo riassumo. Sostanzialmente, ho dovuto ripartire dall'inizio, anche su Syberia 3, perché alla fine io avevo fatto il backup del gioco, ma chiaramente... chiaramente non si è salvato il salvataggio, quindi sono dovuto ripartire dall'inizio. Il Napoli è uscito. Quanto ha perso? Ha perso?
No, God!
Sì.
No, God, please, no!
Sì, purtroppo.
No!
Sì.
No!
Sì, barra.
No!
Oddio, ragazzi, faccio prima a chiudere. Che roba. 3-1, che roba. Va bene, dai, comunque possiamo continuare a parlare anche in game. Io sfrutterei il tempo rimasto a disposizione per riuscire a recuperare più terreno possibile, anche in vista della prossima live dove ci ritroveremo per forza di cose allo stesso punto che avevamo lasciato la volta scorsa. Come ripeto, ragazzi, questa che stiamo rifacendo è innanzitutto... possiamo sfruttarla così, come un riepilogo per capire meglio la storia di questo Syberia 3, per capire meglio magari anche gli enigmi stessi, che alcuni non sono enigmi, e infatti sto andando molto più fluido, molto più veloce, e ragazzi, dritti al dunque. Quindi può essere anche utilizzata come guida questa puntata qua, queste 2 puntate qua potrebbero essere anche utilizzate come guida. Chiaramente finché non arrivo alla parte che poi non so più nulla, quindi chiaramente mi ritroverò a dover cervellare un po'. Un rerun live, esatto, Barret. E con questa perla io direi che facciamo giusto 2 minutini di pausa. Chiaramente ragazzi, ci rivediamo tra pochissimo in game, tra pochissimo guys. Bene ragazzi belli, ci risiamo, rientriamo subito in game, andiamo a dare le medicine al tipo che sta per morire. Allora, se non ricordo male, l'orario era le 5 e qualcosa o le 4 e qualcosa sostanzialmente. Ma dovrebbe esserci qui nei cassetti una lettera del dottore. Vediamo un po'. Eccola qua. J. Allora, dove sta l'orario? C'era scritto anche da qualche parte le 7 e qualcosa. Ah, non era scritto. Ah, eccolo, sì, era scritto qui. Preferibilmente all'ora del tè. L'ora del tè sono le 5. Allora, dobbiamo andare all'orologio qua. Beh, il cucù, eccolo. Ah, manca la tazza, aspetta. Manca la tazza, devo andare a prendere la tazza. E a proposito, voglio, non dovete trovare nessuna medicina perché sono nell'orologio. Mettiamo qua la tazza. E andiamo a spostare la lancetta grande. Vediamo di azzeccare l'orario giusto, che non me lo ricordo. Eccolo. A posto, voglio.
My heart. I need my medication. Quickly.
Dai la medicina a questo. Ecco, a posto, ragazzi. Beh, comunque andiamo molto più veloci, dai.
Thank you for your precious help, my dearest Miss Walker. I'm afraid I may have judged you somewhat hastily.
Don't mention it, Mr. Steiner. Tell me about the prosthesis. I need to take it back to Kirk very quickly. If, of course, you agree to let me have it.
Yeah. I just have a few small adjustments to make. It involves very precise and meticulous mechanics, understand?
Will it take long? I'm sorry to insist, but I also have to give a hand to those unfortunate Youkols. I need to help them get across the lake with their herd of
Non
ostriches.
so se ce la facciamo a partire con la barca questa sera,
Once the mechanical
perché
leg
comunque
is
ci
at
sono
last ready,
diversi
I
enigmi
can
da
go to the
risolvere al
clinic
momento.
and bring back young Kirk to you. That way you only have to worry about what happens to the other Youkols.
Anche perché poi devo risalire su. È un casino.
You'd do that, Mr. Steiner? That would really be a great help.
So, perfect. But dear Miss Walker, are you aware of what lies in store for the nomads when they reach the other side of the lake?
What on earth's the matter, Mr. Steiner?
The next stage of your journey is the poor cursed town of Baranor. It has become hell on
L'importante è
earth
che non
since
debba
the time
rifare
of
i
the last
biglietti.
great ostrich migration.
No, tranquillo, sono stati
Please join me
rimborsati.
downstairs for a moment, Miss Walker. I'll show you exactly what I mean.
Così si cerca la roba, ragazzi. Ci evitiamo pure il discorso, dai.
Baranor, the cursed city. Baranor, the martyred town. Baranor has been nothing but a field of ruins and desolation since a week after
La storia di Chernobyl, Barrett.
in the nuclear power plant. Baltimore is on the other side of the lake, sheltered from the prevailing wind, and fortunately it seems to have been spared from the deadly radioactive clouds. Our town was mobilized.
Ci sta pure Nessie.
Our neighbors. Although our town's means were modest when compared to such catastrophe, there were nonetheless among us some brilliant mechanical engineers. In record time, they developed a small army of automatons capable of helping the affected people. Those men and dogs of steel could go where a human could no longer set foot without becoming seriously ill. Over there, they could be excavators, rescue workers, and treasure bearers.
Oscar! They all look like him.
Truly magnificent pieces, nicht wahr? The XZ-2000 model is most assuredly one of Hans's major masterpieces.
Their mission was to bring back any survivors of the catastrophe to Baltimore, where the victims would receive the best care in Dr. Zemyatine's clinic. The Crystal, the ferry usually responsible for linking the towns of Baltimore and Baranor every day, carried the new type of rescuers to the scene of the drama and brought back the survivors of the catastrophe.
So Baranor suffered the ravages of a nuclear accident. But according to that film, the automatons you designed with Hans should have helped save lots of lives, right?
I'm afraid that's not how things went. Because of Captain Obo, who... Ah, that must be Sarah. Please come this way, Miss Walker. I'll introduce you.
Kirk's prosthesis. But it looks like it isn't finished. Tools that would have suited Hans.
Miss Walker.
Allora ragazzi, per questa sera facciamo l'ultimo enigma, se non vado errato dovrebbe essere quello del capitano di Schettino, tanto per intenderci. E dobbiamo semplicemente convincerlo a salpare.
You don't mean you had another attack, do you? Ah, you're being so very naughty, grandfather. You absolutely must let Dr. Zemyatine examine you.
Come on, stay calm, my little child. When I go to the clinic to take the prosthesis to the young Youkol, I'll stop by and see the good doctor. Until then, why don't you make yourself really useful to Miss Walker? She's looking for some way to transport the Youkol caravan to the other side of the lake.
Well, I think I've already found the solution. The boat in the film, the Crystal, it must be the ship that's docked in the port. If it was able to transport the automatons you and Hans built, it could carry the ostriches across the lake.
Ah, that's not a bad idea. But unfortunately, there's a slight problem of size, dear Miss Walker.
What on earth do you mean?
Obo became a poor wreck, when he simply abandoned our automatons in Baranor. The coward now drowns his sorrows in vodka. He's convinced that he fled because of the monster in the lake.
Io vorrei,
Apparently,
ma
the Empress saw
lei
the
si
monster
rifiuta.
Himmelgott. So we went back on his tracks, abandoning all the automatons in Baranor, as well as the people they were there to rescue.
Però possiamo usare qualche
I know
sostanza.
you're still really angry with Captain Obo because he abandoned the automatons that you built with your friend Hans and Baranor. He was supposed to wait for them. They were going to take all the survivors they found in the rubble to the boat and then bring everyone here to safety in Valsambor. But in the end, when he got to the beach at Baranor and saw the disaster and all the dead, he became really afraid. The disease, the radiation. He must have had an uncontrollable panic attack, so he immediately turned back, dumped the machines on the crystal into the lake, and came back empty-handed to Valsambor. And the automatons have been there ever since, in hell. But who knows? Maybe today he'll want to sell. I'm sure Kate will be capable of convincing him to help the Youkols. I have to go do my waitressing shift in the tavern. Come by and see me later on, okay? Captain Obo will be there.
All right, then. I'll try and convince Captain Obo. Thank you for everything, Mr. Steiner.
I don't know if I really should wish you good luck, dear Miss Walker. Baranor is only an open grave now.
Dai, andiamo a convincere il capitano.
Go speak with young Sarah. She could help you.
Captain Obo?
What do you want?
May I sit down for a second?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry to impose, but I actually really...
You know, you kind of remind me of someone. The wife of the quartermaster that served on board the Crystal after the war. Do you realize he got married to the first cousin of the wife of a machinist?
Oh, okay. That's all really interesting, but what I wanted to ask...
That's a really great story, really. Because, did you know? So there. So the guy answers, I don't know nothing, Captain. Turns out he was hiding in the broom closet.
È partito completamente, ragazzi.
Irina, the wife of the quartermaster. Her name was Irina Malevna. Crazy how much you look like her.
Oh, gee, it's getting late. I have to go. You can finish telling me the story another time, Captain Obo. That shape there in the water, what is it?
Poi lo scopriamo cos'è. Che roba. Allora, dove sta la cameriera? Cameriera?
Is everything okay, Kate?
Not really. I'd like to ask Captain Obo if the
Infatti,
Youkol caravan can go on board his boat to cross over to Baranor. But I can't get a straight answer. He's completely sloshed.
I'm sorry, miss, but I really think you're wasting your time. He's getting drunk again to forget his crimes, like he always does. To forget he wasn't brave the way a captain should be. Can you believe it? In Baranor, he just picked up and abandoned his passengers. And I know, he'll never want to see that cursed place again.
I'm not sure that's true, lad. Even if he does drink a lot, the captain's a pretty good guy. Say the right thing, and you may be able to convince him.
If I'm ever lucky enough to find him sober, even for a moment, I need that drunkard to listen to me.
Maybe I can help you with that. I'll make him one of my famous small restoratives. After that, he'll want to sleep for 3 days, but at least his mind will be clear.
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, both of you.
Don't mention it. The way the Youkols are treated here is an absolute disgrace, so if we can help out... Go see the captain. Sarah will bring you the restorative when it's ready.
Arrivando. Roba. Sono organizzati qua però, eh.
Take this, Captain. This one's on the house.
My God! This pisswater unbattens the hatches, swabs the deck, and opens the portholes. Hello.
Miss.
My name is Kate Walker, Captain Obo. We met each other earlier.
To what do I owe the honor of the presence at the table of the regrettable...
Eccolo. Offerto direttamente da Barrett.
The captain seems rather depressed. It would probably be a good idea to go easy on him.
I'm listening, miss.
I have to stop the captain from rambling on. I'm gonna have to be firm. I'd like to have a serious talk, Captain. You must listen.
Oh, if it's just to stand there and take shots at me, you can be on your way.
Oh, sei incazzato.
Go take the high ground with someone else.
The captain knows he's despised in Valsambor. I'll tell him he can change all that.
So what? Nothing more to add, then?
Everybody here hates the captain. I need to try to make him feel better. I'd rather you listen to me. You're my only hope of finding a solution to my problem.
Do tell me about it, please, miss.
Because the Youkols and their ostriches are stuck here in Valsambor, it's causing a serious problem among the people in your community. Plus, the nomads have to continue their great journey. Only you, Captain Obo, can defuse the situation by taking them on board the crystal.
You're very wrong, Miss Walker. Everybody will tell you that I'm incapable of giving a hand to anyone.
Poor Captain. I think a little sympathy might do him some good.
Right. Go on.
It's true, people are quick to judge. But they're not the ones who went to Baranor like you did. They can't teach you anything about being brave.
Maybe. So tell me, where do you actually want to go then, miss?
If I'm honest, maybe he'll appreciate it. Baranor terrifies him. I need to be more careful.
I'm listening, miss.
To Baranor.
I'm a broken man because of what I saw back there that night, miss. A sad wreck of a man, really. And you're asking me to go back. Back there. Back to hell. I saw the hellish red eyes of the monster of the lake. Beast as big and long as my boat.
Una bestia grossa e lunga.
What they think about it.
Che roba,
They call
ragazzi.
it the Kilak, the evil spirit of the lake. The devil guarding the doorway to hell.
Well, let's just look at it like a second chance. What do you say?
No. Never.
In that case, I'll buy the crystal.
What makes you think she's up for sale?
You've left her in the port to rot. She's completely run down. You haven't the money to keep her shipshape. I have money, and I need that ferry.
She's a ferry, not a liner. And the girl wants to take the helm of the crystal. Now I heard everything.
I know that if the proud crystal had an equally proud commander at her helm, things would go better. But as you don't want to go on a voyage...
All right. You can get your gang of little savages and board the crystal. I'll take you.
Oh, thank you, Captain, really. With all my
Dai
heart.
ragazzi, che
And
ce
thank you
l'abbiamo
on behalf
fatta.
of the Youkols.
Oh, but be careful now, Captain Girl. You're not there yet. There are 2 conditions, and they are negotiable. First, we stop by Narrodas. It's a little town just a bit south of Baranor. That will mean we avoid the most radioactive zones, but it won't actually take you too far off your path. And second, we also sail by day. I'm not going to finish up on the lake monster's plate. And it sleeps during the day. The beast is usually a bit of a night owl anyway.
I accept, Captain Obo.
In that case, all hands on deck now, sailor. Because we've got work to do before we can hoist the anchor.
Come on, Kate. You hurry off and meet with the captain before he changes his mind. I'll go tell grandfather to join
Sì,
you on board the
siamo quasi in
Crystal with her.
chiusura alla fine.
Thank
Siamo
you,
riusciti
sir.
a convincere il capitano, quindi entriamo a brevissimo nell'end live. Bene ragazzi, appunto, come ho appena detto, al momento io direi che ci fermiamo qui. Proseguiamo la prossima volta, ma la prossima volta dovremmo già raggiungere il punto che abbiamo lasciato nell'ultima puntata di Snowy Secrets. Dunque ragazzi, queste 2 puntate saranno dei filler, ma dei filler positivi. E beh ragazzi, per questa sera è proprio tutto. Io direi che possiamo entrare in end live. Bene ragazzi belli, che roba. Dopo avervi spiegato un po' di cose durante l'RNT eccetera eccetera, è stato abbastanza breve, comunque ve lo ridico anche in chiusura. Sostanzialmente, avendo perso il salvataggio precedente di Syberia 3 perché ho dovuto installare nuovamente Windows per una serie di problemi che chiaramente non mi permettevano più di venire qui in live, sostanzialmente io sono stato costretto. Ci ritroviamo con questa specie di filler, un riepilogo di tutto quello che abbiamo fatto finora in modo più fluido, veloce e comunque ragazzi abbastanza conciso, diciamo così. Può essere anche utilizzato come una guida perché appunto è più veloce, quindi andiamo diritti alla soluzione del problema, andiamo a parlare solo con le persone con cui dobbiamo parlare, senza perdere tempo, senza farci sviare. Dunque ragazzi, prossimo appuntamento proseguiremo questo percorso di Syberia 3, ormai ci baseremo su questo percorso qua, ci ricollegheremo probabilmente nella prossima puntata dove eravamo rimasti al parco giochi la scorsa volta. Ebbene ragazzi, per questa sera è proprio tutto. Come al solito, per tutte le news, chiacchiere, notizie eccetera eccetera, vi rimando all'RNT e direi che possiamo passare ai saluti. Ovviamente grazie mille a tutti voi che mi avete seguito qui in live, grazie mille Thunder, grazie mille Titer, grazie mille Barat, grazie mille Lia, grazie mille a tutti voi che mi avete seguito qui in live e ovviamente grazie mille a tutti voi che la vedete in video. Buonanotte a tutti, ci vediamo domani sera dalle 21. Da Indretucci è tutto, ci vediamo alla prossima, ciao!